The window stopped rattling and the wind dropped to a whisper. The land was quiet and still again. Arianwen left her post and ran into the drawer. Gwyn laid the pipe on his bedside table and went to shut the window. He decided that he was too tired to speculate on the evening's events until he was lying down. He turned off the light, undressed and got into bed. But he had awakened something that would not sleep, and now he was to be allowed no rest. For a few moments Gwyn closed his eyes. When he opened them, he saw that Arianwen had spun hundreds of tiny threads across the wall opposite his bed. They were so fine, so close, and they resembled a vast screen. Still she spun, swinging faster and faster across the wall, climbing and falling and weaving, not one thread at a time, but multitudes. Soon the entire wall was covered, but the spider was not satisfied. She began to thread her way along the wall, beside Gwyn's bed, over the door, over the cupboard, until the furniture was entirely covered with her irresistible flow of silk. Gwyn was not watching Arianwen now. Something was happening in the web before him. He had the sensation that he was being drawn into the web, deeper and deeper, faster and faster. He was plunging into a black, silent space. A myriad of tiny coloured fragments burst and scattered in front of him, and then nothing for minutes. That seemed like hours. Then the moving sensation began to slow, until he felt that he was suspended in the air above an extraordinary scene. A city was rising through the clouds of iridescent snow. First a tower, tall and white, surmounted by a belfry of finely carved ice. Within the belfry a gleaming silver bell. Beneath the tower there were buildings, all of them white, all of them round and beautiful, with shiny dome-like roofs, an oval window lattice with delicate network of silver, like cobwebs. Beyond the houses there lay a vast expanse of snow, and surrounding the snow, mountains brilliant under the sun. Or was it the moon hanging there, a huge sphere glowing in the dark sky? Until that moment the city had been silent, but suddenly the bell in the white tower began to sway, and then it rang, and Gwyn could hear it clear and sweet over the snow. Children emerged from the houses, children with pale faces and silvery hair, chattering, laughing and singing. They were in the snowfields now, calling to each other in a high melodious voice. Was this where the pale girl in the web had come from? Suddenly another voice called. His mother was climbing the stairs. "Is that you, Gwyn? Are you awake? Was that a bell I heard?" The white world shivered and began to fade until only the voices were left, singing softly in the dark. The door handle rattled and Mrs. Griffith came into the room. For a moment she stood at the doorway, silhouetted against the landing light. She was trying to tear something out of her hair. At length she turned on the light and gave a gasp. "Ugh! It's a cobweb," she explained. "A filthy cobweb." For her the silky threads did not glitter. They appeared merely as a dusty nuisance. "Gwyn, how many spiders have you got up here?" "Only one, ma'am," he replied. "I can hear singing. Have you got the radio on?" "It's so late." "I haven't got the radio on, ma'am." "Well, what is it then?" "I don't know, ma'am." Gwyn was now as bemused as his mother. The sound seemed to be coming from beside him, but there was nothing there, only the pipe. The city, the children, and even the vast cobwebs were gone. Gwyn picked up the pipe and put it to his ear. The voices were there inside the pipe. He almost dropped it in his astonishment. So they had sent him a pipe to hear the things that he saw, maybe millions of miles away. The sound grew softer and was gone. "Whatever's that? Where did you get it from?" said Mrs. Griffiths, approaching the bed. Gwyn decided to keep the voices to himself. "It's a pipe, ma'am. Nine gave it to me." Oh, that's all. She dismissed the pipe as though it was a trivial bit of tin. Try and get some sleep now, love, or you'll never get up for the bus. She bent and kissed him. I'll be up, ma'am, Gwyn assured her. His mother went to the door, turned out the light. That singing must have come from the Lloyds. They're always late to bed, she muttered as she went downstairs. It's the cold. Funny how sound travels when it's cold. Gwyn slept deeply, but woke soon after dawn and felt for the pipe underneath his pillow. He drew it out and listened. The pipe was silent. It did not even look as bright, as magical as it had done in the night. Gwyn was not disappointed. A magician cannot always be at work.